Don't you miss having one of these late recording sessions where we like taking like 5 to 10 takes just to get the whole vibe going?
Dog, the latest recording session we had was like 10, dude. So this is like a whole new level of late.
Yeah, it's a whole nother level. It's a whole nother level. But hey, man, we gotta get back to it. We gotta get back to it, and we're back at it again. Ekasi Esports Podcast, episode 19. Hey, what's up, ladies and gents? Welcome to the Ekasi Esports Podcast. I am your host, Perfect, and as usual, I am not alone. I'm with my main man, Jude.
As usual.
As usual.
You know, it's your boy Jude. We're up here with our main man, Perfect. We are back. We are bad and we are better than ever, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm doing too much. I know I'm doing too much, but you know.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You can be excited. I mean, it's an occasion. I mean, we came back after a long hiatus, so you know, it's good to be excited. But yeah, hopefully this time we're not gonna take any unplanned breaks. You know, things happen, life happens, and then next thing it's 2 months without recording an Ekasi Esports podcast, and you're like, bro, we gotta get back to that. We gotta get back to that.
You know,
and now we're here.
Like life. Honestly speaking, life was just life. You know, life was doing the most. Like I always tell him, life was just life, man. But you know, things have sort of stabilized. You know, but it's whatever at this point. But hopefully, you know, we can be consistent with giving you guys, you know, the lovely entertainment that you guys, you know, so dearly yearn for.
100s. I mean, it's not been all bad. I mean, I guess the something positive that came out from it was that I got myself a new PC. You know what I'm saying? So whenever a game is released nowadays, I'm no longer like, can it run on my system? I don't ask Google, hey Google, can this game run, or can this game run on my system? I'm no more like that. I usually ask Google now, Google, how much is that game again? All right.
Just add to wish list.
Oh yeah, because we ish the money. I mean, we've solved the power issues, we have solved the specs issues. Now it's time to solve the money issues in life. But hey, we'll get there eventually. But hopefully with this new build, right, things are gonna go smoother. Editing is gonna be way faster, and yeah, we're just gonna. It's at the end of the day, it's for the better. You know, it's an investment, and you know, things are just gonna get better from here. Can't get any lower than what it was, right?
I mean, you know, you could have an iGPU.
Yeah, that's really bad. But anyways, let's get into today's episode. And today's episode, as you can see by the title, we'll be talking about streaming services, right, and the streaming service industry, because there's a lot that has happened. I mean, a couple of episodes ago, we spoke about MultiChoice. We spoke about MultiChoice and like their cable product DSTV, which we're very familiar with. I mean, almost every home in South Africa has DSTV. Like, I mean, I've seen shacks. People would rather, get DSTV, than save that money and do something with it. I don't know. But like, everyone has DSTV in the country. I mean, we have seen products like OpenView by ETV, right? Yeah, the OpenView thing. And I mean, yeah, it's free. You pay once off and you have cable forever. You don't have to fuss around with, paying like what? How much is DSTV? 500 to 1,000, right? A month. But like, people still
somewhere around there.
Yeah, but people still go for OpenView.
It's free, dude. Come on.
It's free, exactly. I guess people in South Africa don't like free stuff. So once it's free, they're like, even if it's for the better, or even though it's financially, better for your situation, you're like, nah, I'd rather go for DSTV, have the Super Sports channels. But no, I see the value for DSTV. I see the value, especially having the Super Sports channels, especially if you're a sports fan, then that's most likely the reason why you'll go for DSTV. But for other forms of content like movies, series, I mean, there's just so many alternatives. So I don't see why that has to be a priority, right? But hey, you could watch SABC Sports.
Like, personally speaking, yeah, if DSTV offered, just the Super Sport channels, I wouldn't mind paying for that. If it was at a reasonable price, of course. If they're asking me for like 100 rand, dog. There's other sites to watch sports.
So what's a
But
reasonable price for you? What's a reasonable price for you for like sports channels? Maybe like the executive that side at multi-choice is like, yo, we need to make a sports. I don't they have a sports package though? Don't they have a sports package?
I don't know. I don't concern myself with any of those specifics. I just know these channels are here with the bouquet that my family's on right now. But as I think I mentioned this before in a previous episode, but we leaving DSTV now. Yeah, now we are moving away from that life.
Yeah, but like, yeah, back to the main point. I mean, we spoke about, like DSTV, and other like just traditional TV basically is dying out, because there's been a surge in streaming services. I mean, everybody in the Imama these days has a streaming service. We got Disney Plus, we got HBO Max, we got obviously the king of streaming services at the moment, Netflix. We've got we even had CNN Plus. We even had CNN Plus. Did you hear about CNN Plus?
Nah, dude.
It was like
Unfortunately.
it was a streaming services. It was a streaming service by CNN, the news channel, right?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I remember. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, 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 I remember. In my head, I heard CBS Plus. I'm like, huh?
But
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure
yeah.
CBS. I'm not sure if CBS is a streaming platform, but or maybe they partnered with one of the streaming services to have their content there. Wait, is CBS? Am I thinking about the correct thing? Whatever, it's fine. I'm gonna know because isn't there a channel called CBS?
I mean, yeah, there should be a channel called CBS. I don't remember. Hey man, don't add me on this though. I don't.
anyways, well, you can see who clearly watches TV and who doesn't watch TV. I guess both of us don't watch TV since we don't know the names of these channels. But yeah, I mean, everyone a lot of companies have jumped into the streaming service industry, right? And a lot of them are uprooting their own streaming services, and that just means more competition for Netflix, who are the pioneers of streaming services, and they have been the kings, right, of streaming services. But recently, a lot has happened that has made us question, the stability of the streaming service industry. A lot has happened that has made us look at Netflix and be like, oh, damn, they're really going through a rough time. I mean, just look at the recent, financial stats in this quarter, right? They have lost like 200,000 subscribers.
It's not
This
looking
this
good, bro.
cost.
It's not looking good.
It's not looking good. It's not looking good. And yes, there's a couple of reasons why they're in a slump, right? I mean, they had to cancel their service from Russia because of the whole Ukraine and Russia saga, and they had lost about, I think they said, just above 700,000 subscribers. So meaning that they would have had a positive report if they didn't have to cancel their service. But still, it doesn't change the fact that their subscriber count is going down, and also the share price is also going down. I mean, their share price
Yeah,
is down by 70%.
dude.
70%.
70% in one quarter.
Like
I
I'm
mean, like like with traditional like companies, you see that gradual decline, and then it just like there's the plateau. These guys just like there was a straight nosedive, dude. Like honestly speaking, and you can understand you can understand given the circumstances that oh, we lost 700,000 people, but still, man, but still. But then again, there's also other factors to take into this, like competition, the stuff like what can Netflix bring, what am I good at, type of thing. I being Netflix in this case, but yeah.
True. I mean, yeah, like you said, one of the big factors that's really affecting Netflix at the moment is competition, because Disney Plus is going hard with their content. HBO Max is going hard with their content, even though I feel like they're the most expensive platform, even though we don't have it here in South Africa, right? But it is affecting, Netflix globally. The also the what's this the price increase recently has also been affecting Netflix. I mean, a lot of people are now canceling their Netflix, because I mean the price is just getting out of hand. Another thing is a lot of content is being removed off of the platform. Like they're removing, a lot of content is leaving the Netflix platform. That's because the companies who are taking that content are now starting their own streaming service. You know what I'm saying?
And remember, Netflix also released something saying that the reason they upping the prices is so that they can give us more content.
I mean,
Now
that was the
look,
whole. I mean, that was the whole idea because apparently they had spent billions the past decade. They spent billions producing content, right? They spent billions producing content, and now they kind of at a weird position where they've not made a return on that investment. So now they're trying to get back some of their money by increasing the prices, and
yeah,
it's just also, but it just also shows that the whole streaming service, the whole streaming service game is just like hard to win at, because the question is, how do you make money? Because you don't have ads running. I mean, that's also one of the attractive things about it. You don't have ads running, and so and most of these like streaming services, besides like digital content streaming services like YouTube, they rely on ads to make their money.
yeah. But like actually on that point, yeah, Netflix might introduce like a lower, like a sub tier subscription with ads. And it was also reported that one of like the executives, I'm not sure who exactly it was, said that Netflix will never have ads.
I mean, that was the main selling point for Netflix back in the day,
Yeah,
when it was
yeah.
still new when it was still new, right? When the whole streaming thing was still new to us. It was like, because we're like, wait, I get to watch my favorite TV shows that I watch on cable for like on TV. I can watch those at any time I want without any ads. Tell me you're kidding, bro. Tell me you're
And at a
kidding.
cheaper price too.
And at a cheaper price compared to what I pay for DSTV or whatever or whatever cable service I'm using, right? So you're telling me I can get all that for this? You lying, dog. And they're like, nah, we're serious. Well, look, you see, here it is. And then people started signing up. We started loving it. Things were nice. It was euphoria. And then other companies had the genius idea of starting their own stuff and all that.
I like what you did there.
But I mean, hey man, like I said, them removing shows off Netflix and them also increasing the price at the same time, it's just not an appealing, deal for a lot of people. And I mean, another thing that's also been affecting them, right, is the fact that people are now going to work, and also the other thing is people are not going to work and people don't have time to watch as much Netflix as they used to. So a lot of people are now back in the office. No one is chilling at home while they're working. No one is watching Netflix while they're on a Zoom call anymore. So they have to cancel their subscriptions.
Unfortunately, you can't Netflix and chill now.
Ish. I mean, maybe you can
Ish.
Disney Plus and chill, because I hear Disney Plus
I'm-
is lit in a way. But it's
I
not the
mean,
same.
it doesn't roll off the tongue though. Disney Plus and chill. It's like,
Yeah, I feel you. It's not the same. I mean, that's when you know you're good, when you have what's this? When you have like a whole phrase, or term dedicated to you, like Netflix and chill.
yeah.
I mean, that's when you know that you're killing it. But yeah, so like people are now going back to work, and another factor is inflation. Inflation, like globally, a lot of
Oh.
countries are facing inflation. Due to and this is due to a lot of things. But like one of the main contributing factors nowadays is the war between Russia and the Ukraine. That's really affecting oil prices. It's really affecting food prices, because apparently those two countries were a big global supplier of food and oil products. So now with this happening, it's gonna get rough, and it is rough. I mean, you can see fuel prices are skyrocketing. Oil. I mean, I was at the store the other day and I was looking at sunflower oil, like a 2 liter. It's almost $100 for 2 liters of sunflower oil, bro.
Like last year, I kid you not, last year this thing was like I think $60 or something, somewhere around there. Now it's almost 100 rand. I'm just like, huh?
For oil, bro. Sunflower. Come on, dog. Come
Oil.
on. So like things are going bad. So obviously with inflation on the rise, people now have to make tough decisions and they have to cut certain things out of their expense list. And if you're at work because there's no more lockdown and you don't have time to watch, Netflix anymore, then the smart decision is to cut off Netflix from your budget, because why are you paying for this while you're watching like one episode a day or something? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And
Can you
another
imagine
thing,
paying all of that just for kids?
exactly, just for kicks. You're just doing it for kicks at that point. But now that just like shows that like the streaming service industry is not as stable as we thought, And like I said, with the
Yeah.
rise of streaming services being like pushed, like with the rise of streaming service platforms being pushed, like I mean, there's like a streaming service for almost every show at this point,
There's a wide variety of options for like different users, and it was also said that after some time, certain users would like unsubscribe after their favorite show finishes, and then they'd come back like after a couple of months because something else comes back. It's just like, hey, I can't stay dedicated to you, but if you got something good, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I'm there.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Netflix, because Netflix original content, right, it's either it's really good for me, that the original content I've watched, it's either it's really good or it's really bad. It's really bad, like Death Note movie bad. Memories, huh? Damn. So you see how bad it can get. You see how bad it can get. So it's either it's really good or really bad. But are you willing to pay a premium just so you can see how good or bad it is? No.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, that means like every platform is gonna have its own shows. But thing is, as humans, it's not like we only just like Netflix original content. It's not like we just like Disney content. Nah, you probably like that Netflix show there. You probably like that HBO film there. You probably like that Disney Plus series there. But it doesn't mean that you're going to subscribe to every single platform, because at that point you're now paying DSTV prices, because maybe you end up subscribing to 4 streaming services so you can watch 4 different shows. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, bro. So what you going to do naturally? Like, tell me, what's your natural instinct if these shows are all being paid for? What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I do believe you don't want me to answer that because you know the answer.
What you gonna do?
Like,
what are you gonna do?
Bro, I'm gonna say it with the phrase, "Arg me, matey."
Yeah, you're gonna put on your sailor's hat and then get on that ship and sail the 7 seas, bro, because we're about to pirate some content. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we're not going back to square one at this point. We're going back to square one where we'll end up pirating content again. And now these companies are going to be faced with that issue of an increase in pirated content, because you are charging us for every single show at this point. It's not like I'm going to watch everything from your service or from your platform. No, I'm probably going to watch 1 or 2 shows.
That's it.
That's it, bro. So it doesn't make sense for me to pay that amount. But you just mentioned also something that Netflix is also going to introduce an ad tier. But reasons why I started paying for this in the beginning was so I don't get ads while I'm watching my favorite show, bro. So why are you now giving me ads, something that I didn't want to have when I'm watching your content? Why?
It's like something that just bamboozles you, because recently, well, not recently, this month I didn't have YouTube Premium, man. Having ads for the first time again, it hit different. I can't even listen to music. As soon as I close the app, I stop and say, "Oh my gosh, why?" It's just pain, dude. It's just pain. So, like, honestly speaking, I'm trying to hop on back to YouTube Music. Google, if ever you want to sponsor, please.
Hit our line, bro. Hit our line. I mean, I'm also on the YouTube Premium sub, right? And I'm enjoying it. I remember there was a time last year where I think I paid late. I paid my subscription a bit late, and I think for a whole day I had ads. I couldn't take it. Like, I thought I could handle it, like, because before you get YouTube Premium, before you live the no ad life, you're like, dog, you just skip the ad. It's just 5 seconds, bruv. I mean, even though now YouTube is going ham with them ads, like, you get ads which are not skippable, or you get ads which are like longer than 5 seconds, and you're like, bro, what the hell? So it's hard for you to take it.
Or you can get like 4 ads in one video, dude.
And you know what's the worst part? If you get an ad, you skip it, and then you get an unskippable ad. And you're like, And you're
What's the
like,
point?
you, are you trying to beef? Are you trying to beef? You know what I'm saying? So the reason why we got all these subscriptions is because we're trying to run away from ads while we're consuming content. But now if you're gonna bring back ads, I mean, like I'm saying, you're gonna push us to piracy. I mean, yes, when I'm pirating, I do get ads. Them click the pop-ups when you go into the when you're selling the 7Cs, you get the pop-ups, and then you try to click away, pop up, pop up, pop up. You're clicking away, but at least the ads are coming before you watch your content, and so you just have to suffer. Exactly. You just have to suffer for that time, and then when you're watching your content, you're home free. Plus, it's offline, so if you don't have internet, because hey, this is South Africa at the end of the day, if the internet goes down, at least you have content in your PC.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's just, like, so with all this said, with all these complaints and all this we've just said, like the past couple of minutes, it just shows that the streaming service industry is not as stable as a lot of companies have thought it was going to be. Right, a lot of companies are leaving traditional TV, right, because they think they can make a killing like they did with Netflix. I mean, Netflix is the same company which reached its all-time high in November. Basically, their shares were the Netflix shares were at their all-time high, at their all-time highest price in the market in November, right? But then, after just a couple of months later, they're now at like one of their lowest points. So, what does that tell you? That maybe the streaming service industry is not as fruitful, and
that could be in a sense argued. It's not that it's not being fruitful, but it's more like cutthroat. If you don't have something new to offer, then you're just gonna get thrown away. Like you're just gonna get chucked away.
True. You're right about that, because I mean the reason why Netflix was so big and popular in the past was because they had so much content, and a lot of these companies came to Netflix, was like, yo, can you put our content on your platform? And Netflix was like, yeah, bring. So you had fans like of Friends, you had fans of series of what movies like Marvel film, and I know you're a big fan of Friends, okay? Yeah, you had also like fans of other shows and movies coming onto Netflix because they were hosting all their content. But now with all these companies taking their content away, then it's like they're no more that they're no more that one-stop shop to get whatever content that you want to watch. So now it's like you have to choose who do you want to go with. And with that said, like, it's not really a viable option for me as a consumer and of digital content, right, to pay for all these platforms, honestly. Especially if you're a geek. There's many ways you can go around. There's many ways you can sell this. There's many ways you can watch that content, dog. I wish we could come to a conclusion and be like, yo, this is what they should do in the streaming service industry to make sure that they get subscribers, to make sure they make money, and to make sure that things are nice and dandy and it's happy days, and we get to we get to drive to the sunset together and not sell the 7Cs. But unfortunately, there isn't. I mean, I can't think of any solution. And I'm not saying there isn't, but I personally can't think of any solution that these companies can do. Besides, I guess, coming together and creating one super platform, and then maybe they talk about splits. I don't know. Maybe instead of paying $200, or maybe we can pay $250, but then I have everything. I don't know, something like that. And allow password sharing as well.
That was actually something that I was thinking about. What if all the companies come together, but everyone is greedy, so there's no way that's happening.
Unfortunately, we don't live in such a world where people are going to put aside their greed for the better of humanity. Unfortunately, but hey, man, let us know what you guys think. Let us know if maybe, I don't know, maybe someone here who's watching the show has a crazy solution, that could solve this issue. I mean, because right now it's looking bad for like a lot of these streaming services. I mean, Disney Plus just came to South Africa, but if people keep on unsubscribing and people are not, willing to get a streaming service, then Disney Plus might be like, how? They might end up shutting down their service. But yeah, let us know what you guys think about this topic. Let us know if you have any, interesting solutions for these companies. And yeah, so Be sure to leave a like, share, subscribe, and I guess besides that, this has been perfect.
And it's been Jude, and
we'll
we are
out. We'll catch you guys in the next episode.